Welcome to the show before the show, where I check to make sure everything is hunky-dory. How are you guys? I'm gonna just marinate in this space really quick. Make sure everything's set up the way I want it to. The layout's a little different today, you might notice. Long story that I won't get into. But this now serves as a lovely backdrop, angled slightly differently. My cards are right up here, provided I need to grab anything. Doubtful. Very, very doubtful, as I'm not working with a pre-existing Winota for you guys. This one's all from scratch today, and this was an interesting request. And I think it's a fun approach to this particular legendary, who, I mean, you're really just rolling the dice every turn, but the more opportunities you have to roll, the better, right? So let's get all the damn non-humans we can onto the battlefield. This should be a fun one, though. I've always wanted to brew for her, but I've not been interested enough. So the fact that this was a Brew Master request is great. And if you're wondering who I'm talking about, what's the name of this video? And she's in the thumbnail. It's Winota. It's Winota. Very excited for that. It was interesting. I have this photo editing application, and it'll automatically generate a title for an image if it doesn't already have one. I put this up, and I think it said male soldier. I'm like, why did it distinguish a gender right off the bat? And I don't know. Maybe I think it's a she, right? I don't know much about Winota's lore in the game, but yeah, she looks badass. But it's always funny. It always comes up with like the most what it thinks is appropriate, which is interesting that it automates anything at all. It could just use the weird random generated thumbnail that you pull off of Scryfall, but it decides. What was I doing the other day? It was like a photo of a watch with a moon phase on it, and it was like graphing instrument or something of the sort. It just always comes up with random ass ideas of what I'm looking at. Happy Sunday. My God. Reminds me of Sad Robot's tweet from a month ago. Oh, what's that? Winota could play... Oh, if only Winota could play Ego Erasure? Let's look. It sounds like a blue card. Yeah. Creatures target player controls and lose all creature types until end of turn. Oh. Well. Huh. That is pretty cool. Does that work? I guess it would, right? It just says non-human creatures, so it removes any sort of subtypings. Is there nothing we can play with in white-red? Maybe there is. Hold up. Is it Mirror Entity? Is that the name of that white card? Until end of turn, creatures you control have a base power and tough... No, and gain all creature types. Never mind. That is the opposite of what we want. I'm trying to think if there's like something in white or red. I don't think white's played much with changing typings, except for maybe this card here. All right. No Stax, Turbo Winota, and some silly 6 CMC humans. Yeah. Oh. I don't know what people do with this. I feel like the common line of play is to just put down a bunch of hate bears, right? And then ultimately work towards some combo. But you are ultimately just rolling the dice, right? You may or may not hit it, and I think you only dig 6 deep, right? I say only, mind you, we're going to get into this in a second, but the more, it's not whenever one or more, it's whenever a non-human, so you can do it a lot on a single turn, which is great. It's just very demanding on you to have that setup in hand, but it's not difficult to get to. Luckily enough, there's been a bunch of non-humans that are lower CMC that you can fool with. I'm sure you guys know the general makeup of this, and that's going to make a lot of this easier, I feel, because Winota is requiring you build this a very particular way. It's half of the deck is already made, is what I'm saying. So what's nice is we can just dump a bunch of cards in here, and then we can go the non-stacks route. So if someone's already done this, right, have this approach, no stacks, turbo, out humans, and have a higher density of creatures. So RJ Johnson, thanks. What I want to do, this doesn't mean we can't have combos or finishers, but I do think it would probably behoove us to have... My goal is to see how much damage I can start doing on turn 3, right? I think we should have a goal in mind, And the general strategy should permit us to do a shit ton of damage by turn 3 onwards, right? So we can start destroying opponents sooner the better. The benefit of having Hate Bears in the body of the deck is that it allows you time to go to Beat Street, albeit the things you're going to be playing aren't going to be as dominating as some higher CMC humans we'll be looking at momentarily. But you can do a lot here. So I'm interested to see. I'm sure there's plenty of Winota players probably going to partake in the stream. So if you have a general idea of creatures you would want to see and combos you would want to see in a non-Stax build, let me know. And I'm sure to read a bunch of them. Not that we're going to use all of these. This was just a Brew Master request. I do want to go that route, though. Obviously. No Stax. New glasses, 10 out. Thank you. Thank you, Aljaz. Yeah, so, yeah. Oh my god. So it turns out I need prescriptions. I've gone my whole life. It's funny, my brother always drew the short straw in life. Like, he had braces, he had to wear glasses. You know, like, anything that could have happened to a kid growing up, adolescent, like, it happened to him, and not me. But I was always envious of glasses. I've always wanted to wear glasses. Don't know why. I knew it just doesn't really make sense to wear glasses if you don't need them. So my girlfriend points out that I'm squinting a lot as we're driving. And I'm like, well, it's like, I don't know, I can't see this road sign X, feet away or however far these road signs are. I see them close, near enough to where I need to make exits and such, but she always noticed that. I'm like, well, maybe this is worth checking out. Turns out I do need prescriptions. So my dream, my lifelong dream of wearing glasses came true. Unfortunately, these look okay. Yeah, it's sad because it was really expensive. I had no idea that the whole appointment and buying the prescriptions and getting the frames would be so expensive. Like a couple $100, but worth it because it's really night and day. Like my vision, and it was so alarming at first when we found my prescription and I was just looking around the space and they're like, hey, go outside and look outside. It's amazing. Yeah, really, really ecstatic. Even like watching TV and stuff and just doing stuff around my neighborhood, I'm noticing so much more that's in focus. It's nice. But thank you. Cormerspell, Urborg, lands swing for value. Yeah, yeah, I guess Cormerspell would be our best bet, right? Like Living Plane, all that stuff is green. Yeah, sorry. Cormerspell is probably our best bet then. Let me see here. I've removed all combo lines, Sans, Riona, and Combat Sovereign. Okay, yeah, see, and there you go. Combat Sovereign's a great one in my mind. Rionia? This is the new one, right? Yeah, okay. Well, 2021. It's just January. They're going to count on your turn, create X tokens that are copies of another target creature you control, where X is 1 plus the number of instant sorcery spells you've cast this turn. So X is just 1. They gain haste, exile them. So basically, you just want this with Combat Celebrant. Is there not another human that allows this? It's kind of a shame. This is okay. Yeah, it's not like we're spell slinging. I don't think we're going to sling that many spells. There aren't that many useful instants and or sorceries in these colors, sadly. There's a lot I enjoy using. Like, we're going to throw Reverberate, Fork, and all that shit in there. Oh, God. What's interesting is, like, I want to incorporate Dualcaster Mage combo, but I'm not sure... Or just incorporate Dualcaster Mage because it's one of my favorite cards. It's a very good card. At 3 CMC, it does a lot. But it'd be weird to pull it and obviously not have a Twin Flame or Heat Shimmer on the stack, which are sorcery. So I guess maybe we pack an Emergence Zone in that chance scenario where it enters the battlefield, but then we're already declaring attackers at that point. Sorry, one of my cats is going crazy if you can hear it. Apologies. Winota Son stacks can use Delina, Riona, and the Chain Whirler to aggressively clear a board or ping someone to their faces. I like Delina in here, right? This is the same set as my boy Oswald, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, any of these human... well, she's an elf shaman, but I guess I get what you're saying, right? But the Chain Whirler, that's weird. I never noticed she was an elf. I guess this image, I mean, yeah, you can make out pointy ears here. Sorry, you're not looking at this, but you can make out pointy ears. Chain Whirler I've seen. Chain Whirler was popular in a different format, though. Am I mistaken? Enters the battlefield, it does 1 damage to each opponent for each creature and planeswalker they control. Enters the battlefield. That's kind of cute, just to ping along a ding dong. It's not so bad with first strike. Triple red though. All right, allows me more flexibility on hits plus my Stax package. Sure. Could do a living weapon brew. A living weapon brew. Well, I never thought of that. I know for a fact that we're going to incorporate. Are we square here? Are we square here? There. How about that? Is that better? Okay. Didn't think about that. I know I put like, if you guys want to look at the list right now, I don't know if the land base is optimum. I doubt. I put like Inkmoth Nexus and that's it, but I feel like she would probably benefit from more manlands. So probably throw in another one, right? Like the Mishra's, not workshop, Mishra's factory? Mishra's workshop? Which one is it? Mishra's fact. Yeah, Mishra's factory. So it becomes a 2/2 assembly worker artifact creature. Swing with that, right? That's non-human. But stuff like that I thought would be of benefit. I really don't know what the land base looks like. I'm assuming you use all of those. It's only 2 colors, so generating generic isn't the end of the world, but stuff like that makes sense to me. But living weapon, I did not think to use any living weapons, but I'm glad you suggested that because that sounds like fun. And how is the audio and everything? Again, this looks like it's running. Just want to make sure everything's good. We got some complaints about it not being loud enough last time, so provided it's loud enough, I am happy. And let me just I'm going to pull up the notes here. Oh, that's right. Tyler was the one who suggested a non-Stax Winota. There's really no other note beyond that, so I guess we can start there. Tyler wants non-Stax Winota. That is all he requested. Right? And I said yes. Okay, so that is all Tyler wanted. Tyler, if you're watching now, this should hopefully be the best Winota non-Stax. We'll see. If we have some veterans in the audience, we'll see if we can get there. But that's the whole idea of this particular bit of programming. So I'll close that. Yeah, here. Bleh, bleh. I just want to switch to Safari so I can go ahead and set up some polls with you guys in case we need to discuss any particular cards. There we go. Okay. Bam. With no stacks, 20 plus damage is very possible by turn 3. Turn 4 in a vacuum, no removal. Right? I mean, that's really the big hiccup with Winota. Swords to the face. Right? It's just getting her removed really bites, and it kind of hampers the whole strategy here. I can see us using something like an Infernal Plunge and all forms of ritual ramp to just get her back out, because she doesn't really need to do anything else. She just needs to be there for things to attack and get this activation, this trigger. So it's not an activation, but for these triggers to occur, she just needs to be there. So honestly, all the ramp, like that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with the base package. I want to look over all the 0 drops, all the man lands if we want to incorporate all the man lands we can, or just the ones we find work best. I think like Inkmoth is cute, but honestly, I saw someone die the other day from the infect, so it's not bad. And if we're running this such that, you know, we have anthems or creatures that are buffing everything on swinging, well then Inkmoth is its own like sort of nuclear weapon for at least one of our opponents. And the fact that it has flying is actually really important. But that was the one that came to mind that seemed best. When this equipment enters the battlefield, create a 0/0. Are there, okay, so like Flare Husk, is this like the cheapest one? We should probably look at this together, but yeah, I think Flare Husk is the cheapest one. Mortar Pod's a really cool win condition. If you can make infinite creatures with Mortar Pod, and like you can, you need a little bit more for this to occur, but if you have infinite mana, And if you have your commander, right, infinite mana in your commander's colors, you can use Mortar Pod to kill everyone, or infinite creatures with infinite generic, or some way to equip things freely. You can use Mortar Pod to kill people. It's kind of uncommon, but it's a thing you can do. I don't know if living weapons are a route we're going to go, because there's just kobolds. There's just other things that we should probably practically be looking at first. But let me go ahead and just get that basic search going for creatures. Boop. And we're going to look at the top end, right? And we're going to look at the bottom end. And I just want to get, I mean, the shield spheres of the world, all that shit, right? Because it didn't matter if they do damage, they just need to attack, if you guys don't know. And again, we're going to get into this in a second. I'm getting way ahead of myself. Normally the show before the show, we chill. But you guys are really ready to talk about Winota, so I'm there for you. I'm with you. I'm there for you. I'm excited too. Abu Jafar. What is this one CMC creature? Dies, destroy all creatures blocking. No, here. I wish we could use Little Girl for half a white mana, but we can't. Alas, we cannot. All right. Is that it? Is that okay? And what else did I want to look at? All right. Unfortunately, changing types. You can even go tribal with Winota. Right now, I'm building the foundation of Samurai tribal deck with Winota, and I'm going to upgrade it with cards. Yeah. Hayden, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I'd be stoked to see that. I'm really excited for this new set. I know I've said this in past streams, but I'm right there with you. I haven't like spec purchased any old Kamigawa cards or any sort of synergies that I might think of that will exist in Kamigawa, things that would play along well with ninjutsu, so on and so forth. Because I don't really care to do that. But if you guys are doing that, like what did you purchase in advance? Did you get your, there's like this katana. It's a combo katana from that set. Oh God, what is it called? It brings samurai back from the grave if they die, but you can use it to combo. And that's one thing I've been thinking to myself, like I should buy. It's probably gone up. I feel like it must have gone up. I don't remember the name. If you guys remember what I'm talking about, if a creature were to die and it was a samurai, it comes back from the battlefield with the katana equipped. Something like that. Or it just comes back sans the katana equipped. I don't remember the name. But I was going to buy that in advance, but then Kamigawa Neon Dynasty happened, and I wasn't looking at the prices for anything. I don't know if it's gone up or it's down or where it's at, but I feel like that is probably going to be something of interest for a lot of people when that Samurai Legendary appears. That combos perfectly with it. At any rate. Factory, thanks. Chaos Warp plus Radiant Performer because chaos. I like that. Yeah, nice thing with Living Weapon Brew, you don't really care if you lose the germ tokens, and you can synergy with humans like Pure Steel Paladin. Yeah, that's actually really dope. I like this. Okay. Yeah. No, I like that idea. We can consider incorporating some Living Weapon in particular because it provides you a body. What other effects do that create tokens on arrival? Let me know. I know Living Weapon, and I mean particularly what keywords provide you bodies to work with, because I forget. Living Weapon's a fun one though. Still slightly quiet. Rolf, get out of here. I'm going to encourage everyone to turn, I believe you though. I'm going to encourage everyone to turn up their volume, because when I listened to it afterwards, it actually sounded really loud to me, so. I'm sad I couldn't remain a patron. Oh, I'm glad to see this. Oh, Ty. Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm glad that I'm still able to do this. This space has really seen better days. It's interesting. Oh my God, this building kills me. But yeah, I'm excited to still be doing these, and I would like to do these continually into the future. It's my weekend and I was editing for work. That's not fun. But I've been so busy recently, so it's nice that we still have time to sit down and do these. Not with as much regularity as before, but I enjoy the hell out of these. So thank you for joining. And I'm sorry you can't be a patron. If you guys do want to help the channel, I think you can super chat still. You don't have to, but that's a thing. The best thing you can do though is like and share these videos. That would help me a great deal. I always feel weird saying that, but it does help. Why don't we start this up? It's like 6:16. I think it's time. Welcome back to the 99, where we're focused on brewing a better competitive commander. I'm your host, Patrick Marlette, and this is Brew Master, where I take the list of our wonderful patrons and refine them live with you guys. And if you are a part of the live audience, you get to help in shaping this deck and obviously help me if it's something I've never worked with before. But generally speaking, you get to see my methodology on building decks. And this one, we're actually building from scratch. The last few we've done, we actually started with the bare bones of a previously constructed deck. But this one is a Staxless Winota, nothing else to it. That's all that was requested. So, to tee us off, got her on the screen. Look at that foil. Look at that foil border. I want to know what the hell that's about, but Winota, Joiner of Forces. Oh, how does she make up for missing an arm? Everyone behind her. 2 generic Boros, legendary creature, human warrior, 4/4 body, which is pretty gnarly. And I don't think I didn't notice that. Wait, don't think I didn't notice that, because even fucking Winota needs draw. I'm sure. You may put a, I'm just skipping shit because I suspect we all know what this does. But if you've never read Winota, whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. Again, the most important part about this is that it says whenever a non-human, not whenever one or more non-humans. She's saying that when you attack with any non-human, this will trigger for each one, which is really cool, right? That's actually a really cool effect, and I'd love to see more of this occur. And hopefully it will, right? You may put a human creature card from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. The important aspect about that is that if they have a trigger that occurs when this creature attacks, that's not going to occur until your next turn when you elect to attack with that creature. If a creature enters tapped and attacking, that's it. It happens, the time has passed, the trigger will never go off, even if it's something you really, really want. I hate to say it. It gains indestructible until end of turn. That's important to note just because you can make ridiculous swings that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. So whether you're forced to attack into a player or you intentionally want to attack into that player, you can get away with it with the indestructible. Combat damage is not a thing you care about. Put the rest of the cards in the bottom of your library in a random order. Thank God, because if you had to suffer through this person activating this, triggering this 3 times and then trying to come up with how the rest of those 5 cards fit into their library, that would make this all too tedious. So thank God they're just like, just shove that shit at the bottom of your deck, please. Okay, I know you're going to crack an Arid Mesa. It's not going to matter ultimately. I know you pretend like it matters, but it doesn't matter. Just put it at the bottom of your deck. Could you put it at the bottom of your deck? Moving on. So that's Winota. I feel like 80% of the deck was constructed off of reading her. And I actually like commanders like this because maybe this one's a little too narrow because it's very specific with its request, but it shapes the deck and it determines how it will play, right? And you could have some deviations in the general strategy like everyone's talking about in the chat. Like there are Stax versions, which I think are probably the most popular. There are Staxless versions. And then I'm assuming that there's a mixture of Stax and Staxless, like Stax Light, right? The light beer variant of this deck. But it all relies on those little shitty 0-cost creatures, which we'll look at in a second, to get the ball rolling, right? Non-humans to be swinging. So you can have some value ones at that too. Like I think Ragavan makes sense for this deck, so we're going to put Ragavan in the deck, right? So having a monkey out early and then swinging and getting super value with the monkey is great, right? So there's still creatures we're going to use that are above that 0 CMC range, but we're going to look at a lot of them to place into the deck. I think it might be overboard to put too many because I would rather save those spots for things that I need. Late game, top decking, what is this guy? Talking, this guy, Crookshank's Kobold, right? Like my girl's died 3 times and I need a ritual or a land and I top deck Crookshank Kobolds, that's gonna suck. That's not gonna feel good. So I don't think we need The ratio I'm going to try to proportion this by is like what I use for Belby with pingers. Like the ratio there makes sense. It could use a handful more, but I don't want to go overboard in any one element of this deck. So I'm not going to do the math today. We're not going to do the math together unless someone's a really good mathematician to see what percentage makes the most sense. But we'll look at like the 1 to 0 drops we really want in the deck, and then we'll stop there and try to go with the best ones. Lands. Is this the most refined land base? Maybe not. Maybe yes. I don't know yet. But I threw this together very, very quickly because one, I like removal, Shatter Skull Smashing. Oh, flip it, take 3 damage. All's well. We get a land on the back end, and we want that, right? Hall of the Banded Lord made sense to me because it's the opportunity to be swinging with an additional thing. That's all there was to it in my mind. I'm going to point out the interesting lands, in my opinion. We could probably cut down our land base to 29 still. Keep's a little quirky, but I do like it here. Like, if there was any deck that was going to use Keep, it's this one. And also, I was thinking, like, Bugbear? Den of the Bugbear? Like, this one looked really cool. Oh, God, I really love this art, too. But like this Den of the Bugbear, like this seemed really cool. I think that 4 CMC to activate this to do this thing is a little high, and maybe this is better in other formats, but I still think that this is a really cool land to consider. I didn't put it in the deck because I don't think it made the cut, but Keep did, because it's something to do off turn, and it's generating bodies for us, which we want. Goblins of Keep don't exist in tokens, but you can actually, if you noticed here. Kobolds of Keep, rather. They exist. Or do they make tokens for these? I don't know. I don't know if they make tokens for these yet. I don't think they do. Anyway, those are probably the only interesting ones. Urza Saga, kind of self-explanatory. Gemstone Caverns. Yes, we're using City of Traders. I use City of Traders in any deck that's trying to do something proactively. If you can use 2 colorless mana to do that, use City of Traders. It's a good card. Oh, 2 generic in the cost, City of Traders. Love it. And obviously Ancient Tomb. That makes it with land base. Honestly, I think we could cut. I think we cut these. We can go down to 29 lands and just see how we fare. I think that's 28, but we'll add in another land, and probably a man land of some variety, like the Factory. But what I want to do is start us off by just placing all of our ramp into the deck. Like the obvious stuff, our ramp and our creatures. But I'll tune in with you guys to see how you're feeling. Let's wait, I want to put up a poll for something, and then I forgot what it was. Let's just see how you guys are doing. Let's start there. Olga just got home. I'll put on the TV and crank. we're all thanks. Again, I appreciate you. And I appreciate your candidness, your honesty. Coldrotha Rebirth, if trying to get out as many bodies out as fast as possible. Coldrotha Rebirth. Hey, Dual Commander PH. Good day. Good day to you. I like that you can win with infinite mana and Den of Bugbear. I love man lands. They do. I have a few. What are your primary Winota targets? Don't have any yet, but we're going to determine that momentarily. Winota targets, I mean, I can tell you that in this list, it's not going to be a fucking Mog Catcher. I'll tell you that. We can add combos. Again, I want to add combos. The only thing we're avoiding here is Stax. So, and that just means, it kills me because, like, would I want to run a Deafening Silence? Maybe. Maybe. But we're going to avoid all the stacks. I know it's crazy. That's like White's, I wouldn't say White's only strength, but it's one of the things that White does best, and we're going to avoid it. Crazy, I know. But let's do the ramp. So Mana Crypt, told that's good. Soul Ring, also told that one's good. We don't need a Mana Vault, but we're going to put in Mana Vault. I do want to do like the Mox Diamond, Chrome Mox, maybe Mox Opal. Mox Amber is like a little bit of an oddity here. It can help us later to push out. Like if one of these big drop humans land in our hand, we're going to want to place them on the battlefield somehow. So it wouldn't hurt to have Mox Amber, although it is a weird play. The thing is, because we're not running any stacks, it's not like a rule of law effect is screwing us over if we like Mox Amber on our turn. And even still, like that's not a bad play. But if our goal is to get Winota out, like every game, she's direly important, then I feel like Mox Amber would be okay here. Again, it's not great by itself, but it doesn't, you know, and we're speaking specifically, like I could just have Ragavan in hand, or I can have, where's that boy? Rograk in hand. But Mox Amber, it doesn't matter if it's your commander. But I don't know if there's any planeswalkers we want to include, but there are going to be some legendary creatures in here, so we'll get away with it. Simian Spirit Guide. Sorry, not done here. Gonna add the word guide. We want to do Jeweled Lotus. Would help if I spelled it correctly. Lotus P. Right. We could go with Jeweled Amulet, and I'll see how I feel about it as we go along here. I think it makes sense. We can use something like Skirk Prospector as well. I don't like sort of this like blood pet type of effect. Skirk Prospector is good though, because if we use Skirk Prospector early as just, you know, it's a piggy bank for ramp into Winota later, that's good. If we happen to have token generators, like, I don't know, if we use Goblin Rabble Master or something, it kind of makes sense in my mind. But if we're generating goblins, mind you, Skirk Prospector, unlike a blood pet, can kill other goblins. Where is it? There you go. Sacrifice a goblin, right? So we can generate red that way, which is really cool. So if push comes to shove and we're generating goblins, or we've got at least 2 goblins, we can sacrifice 1 goblin in the Skirk Prospector to fucking, I don't know, Tybalt's Trickery someone. There's going to be a moment where we need the mana, and this is a cool way to generate it at a low cost. So I feel like there's a lot of value here. I do want to add Infernal Plunge, Desperate Ritual. Again, I just want to get all the easy stuff out of the way. If I missed like a rock, let me know. I'll probably put like an Arcane Signet and a Felwar Stone as well. I think those are going to be useful for us. And I do want an influx of artifacts for this list. If not Stax artifacts, then, and I feel like you're probably going to want to run as many Hate Bears as possible. You know, not so many Stax pieces. But if we're missing artifacts is what I'm getting at, I do want to up that quantity so Mox Opal will be active at some point, right? So those 2 CMC rocks are good, at least those 2. We could do, I don't like the, it's Talisman of Conviction? I don't know. I don't like the signets, but I like the Talisman of, is it Conviction? Yes! I never guessed these right. But that one felt pretty obvious, right? Talisman of Conviction. Okay. And Desperate Ritual, did I do? No, I didn't. Okay. We need to do the Pyretic Ritual. And when you get to that range of the Seething Song, Jessica's Will territory, we can talk about that. Yeah, I still think they're fine. Seething Song, yeah, because it'll let us play out some other core cards from our hand. I do think that Underworld Breach is probably going to find its way into this deck. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how that's going to work. But I have a gut feeling that Underworld Breach is going to be something we want to play. So I'm just going to get that out of the way now. I was trying to focus on ramp. All right, you guys. Oathkeeper Takeno's Dice Show. Hell yes. Let's see if Oathkeeper's expensive. Yes, this thing. Yeah, I don't know if it's gone up, but $13. This thing, though, I've always wanted to build around this card. I've always wanted a deck that used Oathkeeper Takeno's Dice Show. And I'm really hoping that Neon Dynasty brings something for this, because whenever equipped creature is put into a graveyard from play, return that card to play under your control if it's Samurai. So the idea being, if you are able to generate infinite mana, let's say this Samurai sacrifices itself and does 1 damage to everyone, or, you know, that's pretty measly. But the idea being, oh shit, this motherfucker, I can equip this katana onto him, And so long as he's holding the Oathkeeper, he's always going to come back. Wow. Okay, clearly not great by itself, but a very cool card to have with a Samurai deck. And I wouldn't even say Samurai Tribal. I would want a legendary that used this, that was a Samurai or a Changeling or whatever. Thank you. Thank you for that. I needed to touch on that. Because it's one of my favorite cards that I've just never played with. I don't own one, but I want to own one. Okay. Dockside, pretty good ramp. Oh, motherfucker. Yeah, Dockside Extortionist is pretty good ramp. Can we foil it? Let's foil it. No, it's probably going to crash tapped out if I do that. Double matured Lockevolin for you. Cheers to you guys. I hope you're enjoying your evening as much as I am. Just started Mushoku Tensei. Leave a comment below. It's been okay. I usually don't watch isekai, but to all the anime nerds out there, all the weebs, is that what you call yourselves? I watch a lot of anime. I never considered myself a weeb. But Mushoku Tensei is... I don't understand isekai just as a genre, but this one's good. Okay. Oketra's Monument. Did you just name a white card? That sounds like it would be a white card, right? Oketra's Mon. Oh, okay. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 white warrior creature token. Not human, huh? Right? Are these specifically not human? This dude looks really human, but he's not, is he? It doesn't say human warrior. That's kind of cute. That is kind of cute. What is the other one? Bantu's the black one. What's the red one? Is the red one any good is what I'm driving at. I like Oketra's Monument. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to do... Do you guys want to do the medallions? Do you want like the Pearl Medallion? What is it called? Is it Pearl Medallion? It's probably what it's called, right? Do you guys want these medallions in the deck? I think the red one's probably... I feel like this is going to be 70% red. I just have a gut feeling that this is going to be predominantly red, especially if we're removing Stax, like Hate Bears. Gut feeling that this is going to be mostly red. So, what do you think about them apples? Also, do people do like Godo shells with... There's so many. Do people do Godo shells, right? Because he is a... Come on. He is a human. That's kind of cool, right? I don't know if is this some sort of revelatory moment that's happening live, or have people tried Godo and it just sucks? Let me know, but that just hit me and it felt like it could be good. Do we or do we not medallion? Poll. Do we medallion? Oh my god. Do we medallion? Did I spell that wrong? I might have spelled it wrong. No, I didn't. Thank God. Yeah, so let me know. Amber, Wild. Suggestions. Leonin Arbiter, Giver of Ruins, Gold Knight Commander. Is Gold Knight Commander the new one? Because I don't remember this card. No, it's not. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under control, creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. So it's kind of a cute anthem. Okay, so how about... Let's get all the ramp out of the way, and then let's get all the tutors out of the way, which is going to be 2. Let me just add them now. Gamble. What's the other one? Let's see. It starts with... It rhymes with Schmeitend. Actual word. Look it up. I play Scrabble. Okay. I don't know what art that's going to be, but it's important to me, but it's not important to me. Boros Kirun becomes a soldier creature. Springleaf Drum, Springleaf Drum, Springleaf Drum. Springleaf Drum because there's going to be some humans we don't need. Just sitting there. That's not fucking true. We don't have Hate Bears. Maybe Springleaf Drum. Maybe. But Boros Kirun. We can look at Boros Kirun. God. I want to say no to Boros Key Rune. I'm sorry. It's very cute, but I gotta say no. I agree that it does a thing. Hazaret's. Mon. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may discard a card and draw a card. I don't know. Right? I mean, the cost reduction's cute. It's only for red creature spells. So let's just say that bare minimum, it's reducing the cost of Winota. That's good, right? But if we're using Underworld Breach, this is actually very practical, right? Because it is giving us card quality at the cost of having to discard a card. It's a rummage. I don't hate Hazaret's Monument here. In the same, I feel like Oketra's just makes pure sense, where, although the cost reduction is only for white creatures, which kind of sucks dick. I do like Hazaret's though. All right. Jessica's Will in already? It is. You know, here's what I'm going to do. If you guys are following along with the deck, I'm going to go ahead and save it out now. And then, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. I fucking logged off and logged back on to try to avoid that shit. You motherfucker. All right. Is it in the deck? I don't think so. Fuck me in the... Okay. We're having a good time. We're all having a good time, goddammit. That's shit. I've made it a thing to purposefully log off and then log back on just because it does this timeout nonsense. It's the only thing I dislike about this. Who liked what? Oh, you upvoted my deck. So kind of you. The nothing that is my deck. Let me save just right now to save what I got. I don't even know what I fucking put in. Infernal Plunge. Jesus. We're gonna get there again. We're gonna get to that same state we were just in. Also, before I continue, okay, I think this answers my question for the poll. I want to set up another poll though. I got the rituals. I got the spirit guide, right? Got the spirit guide. Spirit guide's good. Spirit guide's good. All right, now we're gonna add mana crypts. We're gonna add mana vaults. We're gonna add Soul Ring. We're gonna add Mox Amber, Mox Diamonds, Mox Opal, Mox Pearl. Shh, don't tell anyone. Shh, it's just our secret, okay? We're gonna add Chrome Mox. We're gonna add Lotus Petal. I said Jeweled Amulet before, right? We'll do Jeweled Amulet, and then we'll do Jeweled Lotus, because I'm told that card is good. Jeweled Lotus, okay. Oh my god, it's a Black Lotus. Everyone drive the price up. Okay. Those Arcane Signet. And did anyone watch Arcane? Good on you. That show's amazing. So good. I watched it twice. I rarely do that with new programs. Felwar Signet. And then the Talisman of Conviction, right? I did say that. Okay. And now, we said Oketra's Monument is cool with us. But what about Hazaret's Monument? Have you given Hazaret's Monument a thought? Okay. Where am I? Okay. Is this going to be Bergie Storm-esque? I don't know about that. Dermotaxi would be funny. It would be funny. But Hazaret's Monument, that's what I really want to know. That's what I really need you to tell me about. Curse of Conformity. If you have 5 mana to make all your things lose creature types, but 5 mana. Curse of Conformity. I don't... we should have mana for that. Curse of Conformity. I'll look at it in a second. So I'll save this out. I'm going to save and step out of this page just to see what we have, because I'm sure I'm missing something from that trifling scenario. Arcane Signet, Chrome Mox, Follower, Stone, Jewel, Amulet, Jewel, Wax Diamond, Mox Opal, Catcher's Money, Soul Ring, Talisman of Conviction. Thank you on the old border foil there. Toxic Extortion, Simeon Spirit Guide, Skirt Prospector, cool. Desperate, Pyretic. We'll do Seething Song, and then we'll do Jessica's Will. And I think we're up to speed. Jessica's Will. Yes. Okay, but yes, let me know about Hezeret's Monument. I never really took a poll on Oketra's, but I did just agree with that one, so all's fair. All's fair. Do we want any more man lands? Would you like more man lands? I do want Mishra's Factory in the least. Oh yeah. Ooh. There's Modern Horizons 2 Mishra's Factory. Holy shit. Yeah, we're gonna use that. So that's gonna round off our land base. And then I did Gamble, Enlightened Tutor. Right? Because those are always good. Underworld Breach, right? Underworld Breach is good. We're gonna use Grinding Station, because you know. Because you never know. You never know. Fine. Here. I've given you one strategy. Grinding Station, Aetherflux Reservoir, and Underworld Breach. There's one of our strategies. They do TRS reprint. Oh yeah, shit. Rite of Flame! Rite of Flame! You are a beautiful person. Thank you for Rite of Flame. Would you look at Mimic? Would I look at Mimic? I would. Would I use Mimic or incorporate Mimic? Don't know. I can't rightly say. But I can understand someone for wanting to use Mimic. That's for certain. All right, thank you for the Rite of Flame suggestion. That was the best suggestion I've heard all day. I'm going to end this poll. It seems very unanimous that we don't have any feelings towards Hezeret's Monument. Would you recommend Quicksmith Genius as an alternative to Hezeret's Monument? Quicksmith Genius. Quicksmith Genius. Oh my god. Can we get any more problems? Let's close this out. Quicksmith. Quicksmith Gen. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may discard a card. No, only because the cost reduction is the thing I was really looking at. On top of, like, we cost less. We don't even want the medallions, so I can't rightly say that we're going to want anything that's 3 CMC and it doesn't offer reduction. I'm forgetting if there's a familiar in these colors. Spells you cast from among cards you do. Oh, this is not a card we can play with, is it? No, it is not. Okay. Never mind. Never mind that then. Oh, fighter class. Enters the battlefield, search your library for equipment card, reveal it, put it in your hand. Oh, living weapon, maybe? I forgot that fighter class was a card. I'm going to say that fighter class gets in because I have a gut feeling that we're also going to want to use a skull clamp because I'm just going to leave caps lock on because that was purely intentional. Is skull clamp one word? Let's find out. Yeah, it is. Okay. I will leave fighter class. As a matter of fact, I don't care about the cost less. I do want to do search library really quick. Do you like caps lock? Are we liking the caps lock? We'll leave it on. I do want to look at this, and then we'll go back to creatures, the little measly creatures. I do want to do that aspect of this deck soon. I promise. These are in the deck already, yes. But was there anything else of value? Steel Shaper's Gift, anyone? Steel Shaper's Gift. Again, I don't know how much we're actually using equipment-wise, but I'm going to put Steel Shaper's Gift because it is a very efficient tutor at its cost. I do think that Moonsilver Key can't hurt. Moonsilver Key can't hurt. We'll add Moonsilver Key for now. It will probably get cut, if we're being honest with one another. I try to be honest with you guys here. Oswald Fiddlebetter, anyone? Yes, please. You know what? Is there a good Pyre of Heroes? Let's just add Pyre of Heroes because I don't know if we can pod into anything, but it would be interesting to incorporate that to kill Winota and like get a combo or something magnificent like that. It would not hurt to put Stoneforge Mystic in if we are going the equipment route, because ultimately she's a non-human, right? But she'll also find us something really dandy to work with, and she can also attack, and yada yada yada. We like all these things, don't we? Don't we? Don't we? Is this a Dragon's Approach deck? Okay, Imperial Recruiter, anyone? That's the last one, Imperial Recruiter. Because, honestly, I could see us dropping Imperial Recruiter, grabbing Dockside, and just going ham. Right? If we had Underworld Breach in hand and like a grinding station, we just go ham. Speaking of grinding station, I will put the Goblin Engineer. I'm not going to put the Welder. Because truth be told, I would rather just always entomb grinding station and just have it there. I don't think anyone's going to care about our graveyard for the most part, so that's cool. All right, that is all the tutorage I think I'm going to incorporate. If there's an amazing tutor, let me know. I do want to look into not the Quicksmith Genius. I did look at that. Curse of Conformity. Non-legendary creatures enchanted player controls have base power and toughness 3 and lose all creature types. So here's the thing. How much is it doing? If we make 2 things non-human and get to do that, right? Just 2. And Winota is a human, right? So if we make 2 things non-human, non-legendary creatures, never mind. If we make at least 2 things non-human, is that enough? Curse of Conformity. Again, we're carrying Curse of Conformity. What do you guys think about Curse of Conformity? Do you or do you not want this? Is this good enough? And is there an alternative to this that is similar in vein? And I mean effect. Let me know. All right, Battle Hymn. Oh, this is another ritual. This is based off of creatures or goblins? Just okay, cool. Creatures you control. Battle Hymn sounds fine. Yeah, Battle Hymn sounds fine. It's not really... yeah, it's fine. We'll see how good it gets. And there's a goblin one too, right? I don't... no, we're good. We're good. All right, let's look at creatures now. We're going to look at creatures on the lower CMC range, because I don't remember all the names of these 0 drops, but we're going to do Crimson Kobolds. We're going to do the Crookshank. Is it Crook with a K or a C? Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. We're also going to do the Carekeep. Kobolds of Carekeep. We're going to do Ragavan, most definitely, but we're going to do Rograk. Okay, cool. So I like those. Those make sense. Endless One, nah. Cryptic Trilobite. There are combos for Cryptic Trilobite, but nah. Hangerback Walker's really cute. It doesn't scale in the way... I mean, it does scale in a way we would want, but it's not... Does anyone use Hangerback Walker? Probably not. Memnite and Ornithopter, though, makes sense to me. Memnite, Ornithopter. And then we can talk about... what is the Ornithopter of Paradise? We'll look over that. I want to look over the 0 to 2 CMC range to see what kind of value creatures we have. I'm going to add Dualcaster Mage, by the way, because I, again, love that card. Going to add that card. Love it. We're going to save, too. Again, if you're following along with the deck, here it is. Updated just for you. Phyrexian Marauder. Piece of shit. Phyrexian Walker, however. We'll use that. And again, we may cut some of these because I don't want all of them. Oh, God. But I do want a good majority of them. So we'll do this. We'll do the Shield Sphere. And that may be the end of the list here. Oh, my God. Shield High Dragon. Shield Sphere. There you go. There you go. There you have it. There you have it. Rograk, Shield Sphere, Shifting Wall, nope. Stonecoil Serpent, nope. Ugin's Conjurant, nope. Walking Ballista is a thing, but I don't think it's a thing here. It's not a thing here. Okay. Chiron Legate? Chiron Legate? Oh, is this the one you cast for free if your opponent... If an opponent controls the plains and you control a mountain, you may play Chiron Legate without paying its mana cost. Here's the sad thing. I don't think that's ever going to happen. If opponent cast without. I don't know when my opponent's ever going to have a plains. See, now this one, though. This one I feel like will happen. If an opponent controls a swamp and you control a plains, you may play Cho Aram Legate. I don't know if this is ever going to happen. I'm sorry. At least in my circle, I might be the only player that owns plains. So, yeah. And if this is still just a soldier, human soldier, oh, I could cheat her out. I could cheat her out, so I never missed RK post art. Yes, okay, we'll do Cho Aram. Because there will definitely be a swamp. But there's not always going to be a plains. I really hate saying that truth, but it is sadly a truth for a reason. We're going to add a Mog Salvage. That seems cute. I just want to look at all of these. Nope, don't need that. Opponent controls a mountain. You control plains. You may play civvies with a ping's mana. Prevent all damage that will be dealt this turn to creatures you control. No, we don't need nonsense like that. We don't need nonsense like that. I will add a deflecting SWAT, though, while I'm thinking about stuff that's good in Commander. Okay, and we're going to save that out. It is a human, though. It is a human, though. But here's my thing. I'm gonna sideboard it. Well, first off, we're gonna foil it, and then I'm gonna sideboard it. It's cute in the sense that we're never gonna miss that creature off the top of our deck, but it is a shitty creature. Oh, and if people agree on Curse of Conformity, then Cho Aram Legate is not a human anymore. It would have been really nice if they kept it at just soldier, but they clearly thought better. Bam, Curse of Conformity. 75% of you say yes. 75% of you say you want Curse of Conformity in the deck. That's enough for me to put it in. Okay. Sad day. Plains, huh? It's a human, yeah. Loyal Warhound. Oh, yeah, let's look through the creatures. Again, let me know any value creatures you want that are between 1 CMC and 2 CMC, okay? The commander free indestructible spell 2. I don't know. I mean, they get indestructible when they enter, and the things I'm swinging with are probably going to have free targets, and if they don't, I don't know. Maybe. I'm iffy. I'm really iffy on having that free spell in the deck because it's just okay. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's just okay. I do like Alcide of Life's Bounty. I'm not sure it's great here, but it's an okay card. Again, we're just gonna look through 1 to 2 CMC. And then what I want to do is look at humans on the top end of the range down, and then that will obviously make up the rest of our deck. We should have interaction and other things in our deck, but we're not there yet. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a black permanent, nope. If this were only Rakdos. Brassman. I'm the Brassman. I've never seen Brassman before. Okay. Moving on. Isamaru. Yeah, Isamaru's cute. Stoneforge Mystic is in the deck already. The only piece of equipment we have right now is Skull Clamp. But we could add Sword of Fire and Ice, because that's always fun, right? People like Sword of Fire and Ice. We could also add, I mean, well, let's stop there, because those are the ones that draw and are decent. And also blasting away defenders is also really nice. So I like that. We can have if you control 6 or more lands, you can get nope. We're trying to find value non-humans. Probably would have behooved me to. Is Esper Sentinel worth it? Yes. I would, if I ripped that off the top 6, I would put that on the battlefield. That's a good card. That's pretty good. Fervent Champion. Nah. If you could equip it instant speed, then maybe. Let me know if I'm going over anything super good. Like, everyone plays it. It's a must. I don't see anything yet. Glinthawk. Oh, God, Glinthawk. Glinthawk. Keep trying, buddy. Keep trying. I guess the only thing that would be of value in this territory would be things with haste. Yeah. Right? I might look up something with haste. Again, this is going to take me... there's Ismar Anaconda. I don't know if we're going to do a 1 for a 2/2, though. I don't know if that makes the cut. Curd Ape. Wow. We're probably going to be scrolling for a minute. So really, really let me know. Ginger Brute. Ginger Brute. Yeah, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do Oracle... Haste. Yeah, this is probably good here. A Bowmad Courier attacks, exile the top card of your library face down, discard your hand, sacrifice Bowmad Courier, put all cards exiled with Bowmad Courier into their owner's hand. That's kind of cute. That's kind of good value. Sacrifice Fanatical Firebrand, deal 1 damage to any target. You don't say. I like Bowmad Courier. Am I the only man? Am I the only one who likes Bowmad Courier? Probably. Ginger Brute, though. Can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste. Ginger Brute's kind of funny. I do like Ginger Brute. And the ones I like here are the ones that are generic in value. And again, we're going to have to cut quite a few things. I am absolutely certain. So bear with me. Bear with me, okay? Whenever Legion, Loyalist, and 2 other creatures attack, creatures you control gain first strike and trample until the end of turn. Can't be blocked, but... That sounds good. That actually sounds really good. Am I wrong? That sounds good. Whenever Legion, Loyalist, and 2 other creatures attack. Cool. We'll hit that. Something tells me we'll hit that. I'm probably going to stop there, though. Again, should probably stop at some point. Cast is... No, that's a hate bear. Although it's very good against Underworld Breach. I know. It's a hate bear. Oh, sacrifice Generator Servant. This is a piece of ramp we didn't go for. But it does exist, and it will cast Winota. It is kind of defeating the point. Okay, we're officially done here. We're done. We're done. I'm gonna stop looking at these. We're gonna save this out. Okay. I run it in J&D. Frontline strategist for that Morph Fog. Brutal Cathar. Brutal Cathar. Brutal Calf. Whenever this creature enters the battlefield or transforms into Brutal Cathar, exile target creature and opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield. Okay, daybound, nightbound. Ward, pay 3 life. That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. I like it enough. Is this a used card? Do people like this card? The back end is kind of cool, right? It's just a werewolf that gets its swings in. The top end is removal. No, I like this. I do like this. Okay, we'll do Brutal Cathar. I think that makes sense. Even if it's just like, you get a value engine assembled. I remove your Thrasios. Sorry. It's gone now. Seedborn Muse not doing as much without that. So, I mean, probably still doing a lot. But you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay, so we're going to look up humans. Yeah, no. Humans with a backslash. And specifically, those expansive humans. Okay, so this is the fun part. Secure the waste. Oh my god. Okay. This is the fun part, ultimately. We're going to get to the fun part, but we got to look at secure the waste first, okay? I'm just kidding. I love secure the waste. Put X 1/1 white warrior creature tokens onto the battlefield. That sounds like it could be good, right? Because you do this instant speed off turn, and they're not humans, right? So you do this instant speed off turn. It's just how you unload your mana. And mind you, this is important that the token generation is instant speed because like it lets you hold up removal or some form of interaction, or maybe you get to keep your, you know what we should probably put in the deck is Final Fortune in case we need to like get one more jab in. Just thinking of decent instant speed spells. But like Fork, Reverberate, you just hold those things up, and if they don't go off, you don't steal a Demonic Tutor or whatever, you can just load up on Secure the Waste. That's kind of cool. I'll add Secure the Waste for now. The wastes. And let's move on to the big old humans. Now, this is what I immediately thought of because I got back into this game with Ixalan. And I believe this is Rivals was when this was released. No, this is just pure Ixalan. I'm sorry. Rivals is the, well, half. Not the ore, but the half temple. If a source you control would deal damage to a opponent, deal damage, double damage instead. Double damage. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double damage to that permanent or player instead. I like Engrath's Marauders. If this is purely Staxless, then I want all the little shitty things giving first strike and trample and then doubling damage. That loyal whatever is cool. Tell me if there's more of those lying around that we should use. The loyal Legion Loyalist. That's really cool. When this blocks, nope. Aurea, oh my god. Aura Touched Mage. Why aren't we in Orzhov? Because then we could do like a cool combo with Aura Touched Mage. Search your library, enchantment, and some battlefield aura. Otherwise, aura, nah, we're good. Okay. Other soldiers you control, whenever Captain to Watch enters the battlefield, put 3 tokens on the battlefield. Oh god, I got a gut feeling. Whenever you cast a spell, never gonna happen. Prevent all damage, nope. Convoke, nope. Other white creatures you control get +1/+1. Non-white creatures get -1/-1. So all the red creatures we have. Pay 2 life, nope. Okay. Whenever you're dealt damage, you may create that many 1/1 white soldier tokens. Whenever you're dealt damage, you may create. That's kind of cool. It's a 3/3 though. I do think that this might be a Godo shell. Godo, Helm of the Host. Helm of the Host. Just bear with it. Bear with me. This one was cute. If we had a way to pop this sucker. Isn't this like an anthem with creatures you control +2/+2 on it? Creatures you control get +2/+2 and half flying and half fire breathing. So that's really cool. He's got to die though, right? It's a 4 Humero human. Yeah, we're gonna add that. I don't know how we kill it, but I like it. I really like the anthem on the back end. Again, not certain how we kill it, but it seems okay. Is this playable? No, it's not. Okay. Let me tune in with you guys. How about that child? Whoa, there might have been a few more. Brutal Cathar is a human and a non-human. Right. Engrath's Marauders is great. Legion's Landing, I guess? Legion's Landing. Force of Rage is a free jab too. Scroll Rack, so you can put back creatures in the deck. Oh, Scroll Rack. I actually agree with Scroll Rack. That is a good way to maneuver cards from our hand back to the top of our deck. I'm trying to think if there's... Are there any red... Because I know there aren't any white effects that do this, but are there any red effects that allow us to put cards back on top of our library? Scroll Rack is one we want, though, for sure. Okay. Raxus of Keld has power and toughness equal to the total amount of unhappiness in the room. Probably not going to use that. As long as Mirage Phalanx is paired with another creature, Each of those creatures at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of this creature, except it has haste and loses soulbound. Exile it at the... What are we copying? I like Mirage Phalanx. Is there not a combo with this? Hold up. Paired with another creature, each of those creatures has at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of this creature, except it has... This works with Combat Celebrant, right? Am I crazy? Are we crazy? We're not crazy. We'll do Mirage Phalanx. But it's anything. It's anything, which is the cool bit. It kind of sucks that it doesn't get... I mean, obviously it doesn't get soulbound, but it'd be really cool if it did. Let me just combo with myself. I love Lagavulin. I really do. Okay. Whenever another ally, nope. Whenever you gain life, nope. I'm sorry, if there are any cool humans that you want to look at, really, this is just a research study. This is just us looking over shit together. That's really what this was going to be about. Godo Helm, Dualcaster Heatshimmer, Twin Flame, maybe. Underworld Breach, Grinding Station exists in the deck, and it is something we should shoot for, and I'll show you how we shoot for it. But let's keep adding cards. Okay. How about Varchild? Let me go down to the bottom of this page, and then I will look up Varchild, Blade Historian, Frontier Warmonger. Those three. Okay. Each other samurai. Power type is equal to the number of creatures you control. That could be useful. Whenever Silverwing Squadron attacks, create a number of 2/2 White Knight creature tokens with vigilance equal to the number of opponents you have. This is actually good. Silverwing Squadron is actually good. Yeah, I like that. I like Silverwing Squadron. Obviously, the attack trigger, like I said off the top, we're not going to get that as it occurs, like the whole coming into the battlefield off of a Winota trigger. But the power and toughness equal to the number of creatures you control, that's going to be up there. And that will scale, obviously, as we continue attacking. So Silverwing, that one's kind of cool. I feel like it's going to take a back seat as well, so far as priority is concerned for the board, because I've got feeling that there's going to be more important things than a Silverwing Squadron. But provided it's there, it does a lot. It will do a lot. As long as Bodyguard is untapped, all combat damage that would be done. Nope, don't care about that. Oh, look at this man. Doom, 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 doom. Other creatures you control have melee. If a creature has multiple instances of melee, this creature attacks at +1/+1 until end of turn for each opponent you attacked with a creature this combat. Wow. Don't I wish he had melee and trample? I don't know if that's enough. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1. And mind you, again, this is another one of those attack-specific triggers. So I'm not super high on that. This is equal to enter the battlefield this turn. So, hear me out. If we do the Godo thing, if we do it, add an amount of mana equal to the greatest power among creatures you control that enter the battlefield this turn. This could help us do the Helm of the Host Godo thing. Mind you, we're not gonna do it when Godo enters the battlefield, right? Because we're gonna need something to move that equipment onto him. And at the beginning, you need to search your library for him. The first thing you take untap samurai after this phase, additional combat phase. So if we do that, we can add in something to help us equip, like a, what is the damn thing? Magnetic theft. Like these type of effects. We need these type of effects, is what I'm saying. So we need magnetic theft. I don't want anything more than magnetic theft. Sure. Okay, whatever. We don't have a way to equip it instant speed, so I understand that this shell deck is now sounding worse and worse. I get that. Let's see here. Horsemanship, love it. Oh, look at this art. Oh god, this art is so good. Please tell me you're good. Whenever Avenging Hunt Bonder attacks, put double strike token on another target attack. It's okay. It's okay. Attacks, yeah, it's okay. There's just okay. So wait, what is this girl? I'm sorry, what was this girl? Choose one, prevent the next X damage that would be dealt to target creature this turn, or you gain X life, spend only white mana. Wow. What a disappointment. I hate receiving that for Christmas. Let's do Varchild. I think Varchild is, yeah, she is. Deals combat damage to a player. That player creates a survivor token. Survivors your opponent's control can't block, and they can't attack your planeswalkers you control. So basically, you get to spread the love. Whenever she leaves the battlefield, gain control of all survivors. That is kind of cute. Varchild, Betrayer of Keljor. I like Varchild enough. I don't know if it's like a... I don't know if it's like an end-all, be-all creature, but obviously getting all those tokens is great. You know, just we're not running Pyroblast or Pyroclasm yet, so maybe we shouldn't. And I'm sorry, we want to look at Blade Historian, and I think this card does. Attacking creatures you control have double strike. So this is just a better version of the thing we were reading off. So we'll do Blade Historian. I think double strike is useful here, if only for the sole fact that we're obviously going to do more damage, but it will also get around certain blockers. Like if our 4/4 slams into that Crom, we're not going to trade. I'm going to kill your Crom, and then I'll move on with life. And if we have Trample by way of some other creature, like a Legion Loyalist, I just want to see if I read that right. At least 2 other creatures attack you gain first strike and trample. Come on. Come on. That's really cool. Okay. Chandler? Okay. And then we have Frontier Warmonger. Frontier Warmonger. Frontier Warmonger. Whenever one or more attacking creatures, one of your opponents or planeswalkers they control, those creatures gain menace until the end of turn. Oh, that's kind of cool. Whenever more creatures attack one of your opponents, when is this declared? Creatures your opponents control attacking one of your opponents cause. Creatures your opponents control attacking one of your opponents will cause. That's kind of cool. I don't know if I want to give that kind of. I don't know. I'm okay with that. I'm okay without that. Ardent. We did. Yep. Rick is probably going to go on the list. And I just want to get down to Rick. Is Rick 4 CMC? Ardent Elementalist. That is the next one I'll look up, and then we'll just keep shifting through these to see if there's anything new. Return target instant or sorcery card from your hand to your... I'm good on that. I don't know if there's a necessary reason for that yet, but I will bear that in mind. It's like another... it's another Anarchist. Clearly better in that it returns so much better. But you know what I'm saying. We'll wait to see if there's something for that, and then a good reason for that, and we'll go with it. Enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a planeswalker, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Again, hit me up with those amazing Boros planeswalkers. I don't know of any, so... Chandra's pretty cool. Source would deal damage down. I'm good on you, buddy. I'm good on you. Hate to say it. Create a token that's a copy of another target attacking creature that's tapped and attacking. Exile the token at the end of combat. Does Flame Rush Rider work with Combat Celebrant? Attacks? No. Yeah, it's a little slow though. Artifacts and enchantments? Nope, don't care about that. Damage that would reduce. Nope. When it enters the battlefield, create 2. Okay, cool. Equal to the number of creatures you control. There we go. This isn't generating them, but the art is fantastic. Again, just another one of those. Oh God, look at. Come on. I just want to play it for that, but I'm gonna refrain for now. Let me see here. Audric, Lunarch Marshal, and Winota is indestructible. Oh, is there another? I'll get to Audric. I agree though. I do like Audric here. I think Audric might be like the bread and butter of this list. Whenever I really want things that work as anthems, or I really want things that buff, right? I think that's the way we're going to win if we try to go wide with this deck. We need things that are spreading a lot of damage, placing tokens. So it would not hurt to have something that did bolster, or God, I forget the name of those effects. Like the Ravnican blocks have these effects that add +1/+1 counters. I'm not remembering the name. But creatures that have multiple forms of that effect that just hand out 1/1 counters, that would be very good for the going wide strategy. And obviously, if we can also allocate, I know we just looked at something that said these creatures get double strike tokens. Stuff like that would be valuable. And then obviously, Audric who allows everyone to share those same effects, those same keywords. That's also very good. As long as you control 3 or more artifacts, you suck, dude. Stop copying Thalia's style, okay? That's all I gotta say. She's the only one whose portrait I want to see that close. This is a human soldier. That guy, it's him right there. Look how giant this fucking bird is for this little dude. I couldn't tell that this was a human, but he's right there. Okay. Try to combo with that, why don't you? Each creature that's a barbarian, a warrior, or a berserker gets +2/+2 and has haste. Now, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Damn, look at those cold, cold eyes. Oh, damn it, you gotta get this cold snap one, don't you? Look at her, like the chest plate, like the face on this. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, God, that's so good. Each creature that's a barbarian, warrior, or a berserker gets +2/+2. Unfortunately, she's only human. You really missed yourself on that one. You really should have done something about that. Okay, I do like that, though. I don't think there's enough barbarian, warriors, or berserkers, but that's the kind of anthem stuff I'm talking about. Enters the battlefield, you cast it from your hands. Never going to happen. Okay. Again, we're just going to look for our favorites, and then we're going to go ahead, add the interaction, and then test this puppy out, because I think that is the most appropriate move. Do we want to enlist the help of these 3 men? Is that Anakin Skywalker back there? I have no idea what's happening in this image with these Inquisitors, but maybe we incorporate them. Thalia's Lancers. Hero of Bladehold and Adeline. Relicent Cathar. Already suggested? No, I don't think so. I know this is a crazy suggestion for cEDH, but what about Cathar's Crusade? Was this also banned? Wait. No, it's not. Okay. Just the other one. Enters the battlefield under your control. I want to find the anthems that are attached to bodies. I hate to say it. So no, I'm gonna refrain from that. And yeah, you could do, what's the name of the Academy Rector, and like find anthems that way. That would be kind of cute, but I know someone said Winota Fire Dancer. I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. I don't believe I put her in the list yet. And again, we're going to have to really refine this in a second, because we definitely do need interaction. And I should be able to quickly get us to the interaction suite where we would want. Destroy target tapped creature. Activate this but only during your turn before attackers are declared. Okay, cool. Attacking, whenever it attacks other creatures, you can get +1/+1. Don't care about that. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control. Oh, girl. I don't know, it's like a too little too late kind of situation for her. Whenever it attacks, okay, what's on the other side? Whenever it attacks, deals 2 damage each of up to 1 target creature, or up to 1 target player, or up to 1 target. That's a lot of damage to spread. It's a lot of damage to spread. It does nothing on arrival, but that's not so bad. Okay, moving on. This is kind of sad that the humans in the upper echelon, like, there aren't that many good ones. There really aren't. We can go with what was stated earlier, though, right? Let's see here. I always thought this was a core member. I don't know why I thought that, but okay. Thalia's Lancers. Okay, so Thalia's Lancers. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a legendary card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Which legendary card do you want? Which legendary card do you want? I don't know about Lancers. I'm sure there's a reason though. Hero of Bladehold is just another token generator, right? It's the chick on the horse. Chick on the horse. Tax. Okay, so I'm gonna refrain from that one. And I do want to go wide though. Not a creature, but outmaneuver is a good card for going wide. Outman. Okay. X target blocked creatures assign their damage. I'm sorry. Wait. Because I missed this. Let's go through the fours. Let's just go through the fours. I think that you're probably correct on the outmaneuver, but I want to find ways to just get the damage in anyways. So we'll hold off on outmaneuver, is what I'm saying. Enters battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, just one. Or another, okay, whenever boss or another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, that is not enough count. Come on, guys, come on. You gotta help each other out just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Oh, no, we're gonna get to Audric, don't worry. We'll get to Audric. Chief Jim Hopper. Investigate, oh, I forgot that Jim Hopper was a card. Investigate once for each non-token attacking creature. I mean, Investigate's pretty good. Chief Jim Hopper probably makes the cut. And if you guys don't want to play with Secret Lair cards, then you can remove these, obviously. But I'm good with Jim in the deck. Commander is a casual format, as they say. Definitely going to add Jim, though. It doesn't do anything on arrival, but it will do things later. And 4 CMC is easy enough to cast, and we have a shit ton of creatures attacking every single turn that are non-token, so I would love to draw. So let's get there. Let's get in there, why don't we? What are these? Creepy Puppeteers. Attacks, if you attacked with exactly one other creature this combat, one other creature? Nah, it's never going to happen. Enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of creatures on the battlefield. Where X is the number of other creatures on the battlefield? Cool. This is kind of cool. Am I wrong? This feels kind of cool. I don't know if it's good. At 3 CMC, like, obviously the token generation is great off turn, but the cost of the token generation is a little too much for me. A little daunting. A little daunting, as they say. Destroy target creature of your choice, then destroy target creature and opponent's choice? No, we're not going to do that. It's not the kind of thing I want to do. I'm sorry. The opponent controls 2 or less until untap again. Research your library or graveyard for Elspeth? No. Okay. Really, we're coming to the end here. Promise. Tap a creature, 3 or less power. Attacks. These are cards I've never seen before. So. False Prophet I've seen before. I have seen False Prophet. God. Christopher Moyler. Your art, dude. Art's too good. We don't deserve it. We don't deserve you, Christopher. Do we want Achilles in here? I kind of like Achilles. It's not necessary, though. Once I get through the 4-drops, like, that's where we're going to stop, genuinely. A Catcher's Monument is pretty legendary. Custody counts opponent's creatures. I love Winota werewolves, doesn't it? Not creatures, but yeah. All right, so we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I promise. I promise. Oh my God! Did you see this man on the dog? Wait. It's not good enough, but it's very cool looking. Creatures you control at first strike. Creatures you control with first strike have double strike. Get out of here. Leave. Leave. We need more than that. We need so much more. We need so much more than that. Mangara is cool, though, for the draw. I'll put Mangara the Diplomat. We can do that. We can throw Mangara a bone. That is not what I wrote down. Mangara the Diplomat. I think that's enough draw. I think that's enough draw. Okay, so here are the Audrics. Did I? Okay. At the beginning of each combat, creature you control, whenever Audric and 3 other creatures attack, you choose which creatures block this combat if able. I hate that this is at the beginning of combat, but I do like Audric. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose one of the following. Oh, God. I don't know how I feel about the Aldrichs. I thought I would be more partial to them, but they're just okay. Like the Lunarch Marshal is the good one, right? Lunarch, yeah, Aldrich Lunarch Marshal. That's about it though. I say good one. It's very, very dependent, but it's not bad. I think Rick makes sense. If you're just trying to go wide, I think Rick makes sense. And again, we're almost at the end here. I kind of want generators for goblins. I know we didn't really focus on anything on that front, but I do think that makes sense. But I want to close out the 4-drops, and then we're going to just go ahead and add our removal suite and such. Battalion. Whenever at least 2 other creatures attack. Yeah, right, okay. Thundering Spark Mage. Enters the battlefield, deals X damage to target creature, plays where X is the number of creatures in your party. We should have all the creatures. God, what is this card? Trap Runner. Mentor. I like that. It's not good enough, though. Okay. Palace Jailer is pretty dope, yeah. Palace Jailer is really good in Cube. In 1v1, Palace Jailer is amazing. Here, I'm a little iffy on the Jailer. I'm not going to lie to you. Adeline was one that was suggested. Power equal to the number of creatures you control. Whenever it attacks for each opponent, create a 1/1 human tapped and attacking the fire or planeswalker they control. Alright. I like Adeline enough. It does say humans though, which kind of bites. But I do like her. Is there another alternative to Combat Celebrant, by the way? Is there? What are the additional combat creatures? What are the other additional combat creatures? Commander creatures you control have? Nope. Okay. I think, okay, so there's definitely a little bit more research to be done on the human end here. Hanwar, Militia Captain, a token generator, and power token equal to number of creature. Hanwar, Militia Captain. I'll look at that one. But then I want to add in, there you go. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 4 or more creatures, transform Hanwar, Militia Captain. Equal to the number of creatures you control. At the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 white and black human cleric token onto the battlefield. No, okay. So these generators are fine. I think that we need to cut a lot of things, and I don't know if this is the perfect cocktail of human, non-human creatures, but we've got a couple good ones, so I'm just curious as to how this is going to pan out. Let's add value. Okay, so Pyroblast. Red Elemental Blast, Ricochet Trap, Bolt Bend. I added Deflecting Swat. We're going to add Fork, Reverberate. Did I add Tybalt's Trickery? No, we'll add Tybalt's Trickery. Still good. Still really good. Okay, so that's a little bit of interaction for us. There's nothing in white other than Silence. Swords to Plowshares. We'll add a Braid. We've got Mog Salvage. We can add a Meltdown. I mean, at a certain point, we'll do Biforce here instead. And we'll also do Shattering Spree. So far as... What is it? What is the split card that hits artifacts and enchantments? Destroy. What is that card called? What is that card called? Rip Apart is pretty dope. We're going to add Rip Apart and Wear and Tear, actually. Wear und Tear, anyone? Would you like to wear and tear? All right. Comeuppance. What's up, hot boys and gamer girls? Not much. Solitude and maybe Fury. Comeuppance. I haven't looked at Comeuppance in a while, so I don't know if you're joking. But I don't remember it being a good card. Iffy on that. Wer uns ter? Okay, Solitude. Solitude is actually okay here. Am I wrong? I'm going to avoid it just because it's so expensive. Not that we don't have other expensive cards, but this is staggering to me. And I don't know if we're going to have another white card in our hand. So, we'll see about that. Let's save this out. Zealous Conscripts, Untapped Combat Celebrant. Yeah. You could. We don't have Kiki Jiku or anything. I want you to bear that in mind. Like, we're not playing for that. Although we probably could or should or Let's look at what we have. Let's remove some of the things we don't want. And then test the shit out of this. Okay, so let me just first start with Godo. Godo's a weird one. Godo's weird. I really love this card, but we don't have a way to break it. We don't have a way to remove it from play to our graveyard. There's just no logical, easy way to do that. Right? But whenever Godo enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an equipment card, put it on the battlefield, if you shuffle your library, right? So Helm of the Host, obviously. Attacks for the first time each turn. So we would need something like a Magnetic Theft. Or we just cross our fingers and hope our opponents don't mind us doing this particular strategy. I think that is iffy. Like, I'm not high on Godo here, if only because that's so damn slow. What I do like is Aetherflux Reservoir, Underworld Breach, Grinding Station. Like, that is something that I feel like we can work towards just by, like just playing our fucking hands out. However, there's no good way to tutor either one of those things. We do have tutors for Underworld Breach in this deck, but I didn't add them, right? There's the one Search Enchantment. We may want to prioritize this just a little bit more because it would not hurt us. There's a creature, I think, that's not Academy Rector. Give me 1 second. So there's Idyllic Tutor, and then there's this one, Moonblessed Cleric. So let me just add those in, Idyllic Tutor and Moonblessed Cleric, because I'm going to make this more of a priority for us. We can either do that or like Aggravated Assault with the sword, Sword of Feast and Famine, right? That's not a bad idea, by the way. Like, Aggravated Assault, Sword of Feast and Famine, untap your lands, do the thing, go into combat. And obviously we're just playing through our deck and killing people that way. You can even do it a finite amount of times and get away with it, but let's just do Idyllic Tutor. Oh my god. And Moon Blessed Cleric. Mind you, it goes to the top of your deck. It goes to the top of... Oh my god. Is it... Am I spelling it wrong? Okay, there you go. Goes to the top of your deck, and we don't have like Sensei's Divining Top or anything like that. But it's not bad, per se. I see we have Shield Sphere that has Defender. Wesley, get out of here. Okay, get out of here with this negativity. I'm using Shield Sphere because it's an artifact. No, you're right. It definitely has Defender. And we don't have a way to make our defenders not have Defender. Although we could use it with... We could use it with Goblin Engineer. So Godo's gone. Underworld Breach. All aboard the Underworld Breach train. Our most important strategy. Okay, Angra's Marauder's great. Mirage Phalanx, great. Yeah, cool. Zealous Conscripts, I'm still not as high on. Just not as high on. Sorry. There's other ways. Got ways to draw. Got ways to draw. Got ways to give other things away. We've got Flying Vigilance. Let's just see how useful Audric is. Flying Vigilance, First Strike, Menace, Trample. Indestructible on entry. But mind you, I think you need to attack, right? At the beginning of each combat. It's good enough long term, but I'm not really high on it. I like our 1-drops. I think that we probably have maybe one too many chefs in the 0 to 1 CMC range. Catcher's Monument's just, it's fine, but just count the amount of white cards we have. It is very minimal. Okay, we need to cut 14 cards though, so let's just start there. Aetherflux Reservoirs for Storming, Sword of Fire and Ice is cute. Talisman of Conviction, Scroll Rack, Pyre of Heroes. So Pyre of Heroes, we want to scale that into... Winota can get Riona. Winota can get Riona, and Riona will work with, at the beginning of combat on your turn, create X tokens or copies of another creature you control, where X is 1 plus the number of... This will work with Combat Celebrant to do infinite combat, so that's not a bad idea. Dualcaster Mage is just here for value right now, and right now it's not enough value, sadly, despite me loving that card. I do think that a Heat Shimmer and a Twin Flame would behoove us, but we're going to avoid that in the meantime. Although I would say that that probably makes sense for the deck. We should probably just start with the artifacts, though. I know I'm all over the place. Manifold, Skull Clamp, Soul Ring. There are some token generators here, and there's just some bodies that are going to be hanging around, and Skull Clamp is fine for just giving ourselves a little bit more draw. Draw isn't as integral for this deck as one might think, because we're trying to cheat things onto the battlefield, but I still like it. Moonsilver Key is Moonsilver Key, and I think that at best, it's not going to get us like LED or a combo piece, it's just going to help us power out shit. Right, because like we can like turn one Moonsilver Key, right, in certain instances, like lands, Soul Ring, and then Moonsilver Key are Jeweled Lotus, right, to give us our commander. So there are plays that make sense for a Moonsilver Key, but they might be far and few between. So I will remove that for now, although I think there's probably a use case for it. I would say the only other weak link in this whole setup here is gonna be this Mox Amber. And I know that Sword of Fire and Ice feels a little wonky, but our mana isn't really going anywhere else, so it doesn't hurt us to just put that on the battlefield. Okay, creatures. All of these are fine. I think Gym Hopper's good. Gym Hopper's gonna help us with just the tokens you get from investigating are so good with Grinding Station and are gonna help us power through those Underworld Breach turns if it's something that we're prioritizing. Also, obviously, Dockside is very good for that as well. The treasures can be used. They can, you know, pull double duty. Audric and Rick are really good together. There's an excuse for Audric. These are fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Whoa, 2, 4, 6, 7. There's 13. That's a lot. I think we can take out Ginger Brute, and I think we can leave in the rest of these. Bomat Courier, I'm a little iffy on as well. If only because... I don't want to nuke something we need. I'm going to take it out for now, just due to the sheer fact that we need to remove things. Fighter class is still fine, if only for equip abilities you activate, cost 2 less to activate. Whenever creature you control attacks up to one target creature blocks it, this combat Fable. We can choose how we destroy things if we decide to level this thing up. I think by itself it's just okay, and artifact count wise we're down to Sword of Fire and Ice and Skull Clamp at this point, so I don't think there's enough of a reason for this to exist in the deck. Level 2 on this is not important to us at all. Mind you, fighter class for Sword of Fire and Ice, yes, that's a great 1-2 punch, but then you'll need to have invested 5 CMC into that, so it doesn't make sense. Cursive Conformity I'm still also a little iffy on, but we did vote for it. I do want to say that it's probably the first thing I would want to remove, but since we all agreed on it, I'm going to say it deserves to stay. We still need to remove 8 cards though. So, Aurabless, whatchamacallit? Why Breach? Wouldn't you want to shuffle your graveyard in your deck to maximize Winota's triggers? Adrian. For shame, Adrian. Wait, why do you want Village Bellringer? The untappy dude. Untap all creatures you control. Oh. Why Underworld Breach? Because it's a good card. I don't know. Do you want to use like the Felden's Cane effect? You want to shuffle? Is this a thing? Do people do this? Do people shuffle their graveyard into their library to get the value back? I don't know. I would rather just draw and then ultimately conclude the game with an Underworld Breach Storm play. Or find the solution to just win during combat, right? So I think that's probably more valuable for us. I do want to take out a handful of other things, though. I don't really love Jessica's Will in this deck. I'm not going to lie. Ideally, Tutor only grabs his 2 things here. It does feel weird to put... All right, give me a second. We need to remove a few more things here. A few more things. The Curse of Conformity on body, just so you know. Yeah, you have to curse a player. We're going to curse ourselves. I'm still iffy on Curse of Conformity. I wonder if Inspiring Statuary could be good here. The one that makes artifacts have... What's the effect? Inspire? Or... It's not Inspire. But you know what I mean. It lets you tap artifacts to cast things. I'm okay on that. Mirage Phalanx. So, as long as Mirage Phalanx is paired with another creature, each of those creatures has the beginning comment on your turn. Create a token that's a copy of the creature, except it has haste and loses soulbound. Exile it at the end of combat. The only thing you would want to do here is use it to combo out, right? But it's the same thing as Riona, if I'm not mistaken. Does this not do the thing? Can I not do this with Combat Celebrant? Can I not soulbound this with a Combat Celebrant to win the game? It is at the beginning of combat, but obviously the best thing to do would be Kiki-Jiki Combat Celebrant, but there's no quick and dirty, easy way to do that. You can have, you could do, I mean, I fucking hate this card, but you could do a Mog Catcher. And obviously put it into play. Like, I don't think this is so bad, but it's not my favorite thing. And you have to get the Nemesis foil, mind you. But you can do Kiki-Jiki that way. It's just a roundabout way of doing it. You kind of broadcasting it. There's no great way to get Combat Celebrant out of the deck, though. We're not on Recruiter of the Guard. We're just on Imperial Recruiter, and we could be. I don't mind Recruiter of the Guard here. Give me 1 second. If only to cast shit from our hand, right? Because Recruiter of the Guard would just get us the Dockside Extortionist, as well as like Imperial Recruiter. And in this instance, if we have a way to win, we can get, where's the Combat Celebrant, right? So if we just place down, one of these duplicators, right? If we were able to fish up Combat Celebrant from a Recruiter of the Guard, wouldn't be so bad. Although that is another creature that's another card we would need to remove in its place. But I like it. Improvise. Thank you. That's the improvise. No. Oh, what's the curse from VOW that lets you steal cards from your opponent's decks? I don't know if it's too cute. It could be good. Ioris, God of Victory, gives all your creatures indestructible and menace. Ioris. As long as your devotion to red and 7 isn't a creature, because you control menace. I'm okay on the God here. Here's what I want to do, though. I want to cut 8 cards. I really think that if we're trying to do the go wide thing, I'm not... Okay, there's a lot of creatures, and there should be.
But I think some of these can get cut. Oh my god. I like Farchild. I like this. This is okay. I'm sorry. I got to do Curse and Conformity. I'm sure that Curse and Conformity is great. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's lovely. But I'm just not high on it. I think Seething Song would be great to help us cheat out some of these higher cost spells. Same thing with Jessica's Will, but I just want to get rid of some of the things that I don't think make sense for this deck. Magnetic Theft is done. Battle Hymn makes sense. We should be in most instances, we should be at a point where this is going to be useful. I want to say 5 more cards. We still have Stoneforge Mystic in, right? Stoneforge for either Skull Clamp or sort of Fire and Ice. I like Pyre of Heroes here still. So the main win cons, so far as I'm concerned, are going to be giving ourselves Aetherflux, Reservoir Storm, really any artifact that we can replay. So it could be like, obviously generating mana is best, but it could just be an Ornithopter from the grave with Grinding Station and Underworld Breach, and that's enough. Like, that's a win. And then you lead yourself into hopefully positive mana, right? Like a Mana Vault, a Mana Crypt, any of this shit. So long as you're going mana positive, and then you roll into Aetherflux Reservoir, and then you win the game, right? It's a pretty common strategy. I wouldn't say it's common for Boros, but it's something we can do here. I prefer it relative to the creature-based strategies. A lot of these are broadcasted. I'm fine with Combat Celebrant. We're not rolling with Kiki, but we do have 2 ways to get there. I think that going wide was the general goal from this off the bat. I do think we're lacking in some degrees, but it's going to require a lot more research to get us where I feel like we should be. I think that this is fine, though, creature count-wise, 0 to 1. And I want to get rid of a few more things. I like Ricochet Trap and Bolt Bend. They're really good redirects, especially with a commander that's 4 power. I think we could probably ditch... I want to ditch just a few more things here. I like both of these. I'm going to get rid of the Biforce. We're going to get rid of removal just purely because I don't want to bounce our creatures out right now, because I really do want to get to... I do want to get to Rip Roaring with them in a second. I would rather keep Mock Salvage, call me crazy. I deal with more artifacts stacks than I do enchantment-based stacks, and I would rather do that at instant speed. Yes, we can remove threats like bodies and planeswalkers with that, but I think we're okay. And let me see here. We need to remove 3 more cards. Instant-wise, I like all of these things. Secure the Waste, I'm again, a little iffy on this, but I know it's a decent suggestion. I don't know if there's better. But I like the idea of it, so I'm going to leave it. Fireflux, I'm sorry. We have a 4 MV play and that Winota. Fireflux Squad for value, trade tokens for cards. Let me look at Fireflux Squad. Is that 1 word or 2 words? It doesn't matter. Whenever it attacks, you may exile another target attacking creature you control. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card into the battlefield, tapped and attacking, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. I like the idea here. I think I'm going to skip on this, though. But I like it. Don't get me wrong. I do like it. I think that Moonblessed Cleric is kind of a necessary evil. Goblin Engineer is going to be really good for burying the Grinding Station in advance. It's also just very good setup. It also just gets you Pyre of Heroes, too. It really depends on what you have. I really don't mind it. I like Legion Loyalist a lot. I like all of these. This is such a pain in the ass. There's too many things I like. I feel like we need to cut from the 3 CMC and up region, though, and it needs to be a creature. So, all right, let's cut 3 things. Stoneforge Mystic. Stoneforge Mystic. Deals content show player that player creates that many 1/1 so I'm gonna cut you, girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you thought you were helping. I don't really want to cut any more of these creatures. I gotta say, of the lot, the Sword of Fire and Ice feels the weakest. If we happen into Skull Clamp, it's fine for getting us, recovering us. I think that this is good. This seems fine. You could probably make a case to just remove Skull Clamp, but I like it there enough. Let's try this out. Impulsive Pilferer. What do you think about Darksteel Mutation? This is the white enchantment that makes it so that a creature loses its abilities. Serves as removal and an enabler for Winota. I really don't mind this. It's a little bit of an oddity. There's two that do this. I don't know if the other one works in the same way, but it's not a bad idea. I think it's good removal as like a doubly effective card. We can consider it as a potential piece of removal though in the future. I don't think it's a bad idea, but we're gonna avoid it for now. Is this hand good enough? Can you guys see this hand? I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Impulsive Pilferer is like the Robin Hood card. Let me look at this really quick, and then I'm gonna play through a hand. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, this is the Encore. Yeah. Yo, he's actually really dope. I think we're good on that though. There's probably a 1-to-1 switch for that, but I think we're good. This hand is okay. I would rather something else. Ragavan is like a really big deal for it because it's generating treasures to help with Mox Opal. There's a use case for this hand. I think it's fine, but I'm not super high on it. If our top deck was decent, we could do better. We can do better. This is better, right? So this is definitely better. We've got a fair amount of lands. I would hate to draw a land right now. We've got interaction. We've got a way to steal a tutor, right? Or just copy value. And we're very close to just getting our girl down. The only unfortunate bit is we don't have a creature to attack with to get any triggers. So is this hand great? I still want to keep it just because, but I don't think this is going to play out well. If it doesn't play out well by turn 3, then we'll just cut to the next hand, but I'm curious to see how this rolls. That is exactly what I didn't want to see. Okay, we're going to play it because fucking thanks for giving it to me. I'm going to tap it for nothing, and then I'm going to play a Fellwar Stone. You should probably not play the Plains. Mind you. Of the 4 lands we had, the Plains was the worst one. Okay. Jim Hopper. Okay. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and grab our plateau, right? Definitely want to deck thin. Definitely want to deck thin. We're going to go ahead and play... If only to avoid that Drannith Magistrate. Again, not a great world we're living in right now. This is okay. We still have a Pyroblast to hold up. Let's just say we have to use it off turn, whatever. Again, this is not... You want to play her and then go into things. Okay, so Dockside Extortionist is cool, but... What is it? It's a... Forge? Something Forge? What is the Shock Land in Boros? Temple Garden Selesnya. Kind of fire. I don't know what the Shockland is. I rarely play Boros. What is it? What is it? Sacred Foundry. I was so close. I was so close. Okay. This is falling into the not great category, but we're going to keep playing it. So let's do this, right? So we've got 1 generic floating Fellwar Stone. We're going to play our Dockside Extortionist. We should probably be tracking life, but, you know, who cares? We're going to say that we only generate a measly 6 treasures. I think that's more than fair on turn 3 to stay between all of the artifacts and enchantments that are in existence at this point. It does not hurt to have Dockside Extortionist out, though. And by the way, there's plenty of combos. Like, I do think that there should be a dual caster mage in the deck. And I would also like to state that a Heat Shimmer Twin Flame with one... There was a girl that was suggested a second ago. that lets you retrieve. So with Dockside Extortionist, in this creature, this new creature, whenever, no. So this will work, but also this will work. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Ardent Elementalist, Twin Flame, Strived, Dockside Extortionist, Infinite Army of Beat Street, right? You can do that with this human or you can do that with this human, and it's very easy to set up. Now, the only issue is if it comes on the battlefield in advance, like because of Winota. At any rate, if you had that in your hand, you're able to set up Infinite Dockside Extortionist / Ardent Elementalist, almost like you would with an Eternal Witness and Dockside Extortionist. So there's definitely a use case there, and then obviously beyond just it being a good value piece for doubling down on a value creature, you can also use that with Dualcaster Mage, and then Dualcaster Mage is good by itself. We are going to cast Chief Jim Hopper with the generic we have floating. Let's just use this Plains, this, and then a treasure. That's not true. We're not going to use the treasure. Use Jim Hopper. We'll attack here. Whenever Jim Hopper attacks, investigate. Oh no, whenever Jim Hopper attacks, investigate once for each non-token attacking creature. Sadly, don't get shit there. So we're going to attack, do nothing. I would say that this was just okay. I want to look at the top 3, or 6 rather, and then we'll move on. Do another hand. Oh god. Okay. Got to start with those Ornithopters. Kobold. Nope. Mishra's Factory. How about them apples? This is okay. So we'll keep this. Do I really want to see the Aetherflux Reservoir in my hands? No. No, I don't. We do want to get past the Summoning Sickness, but I'm looking at the Phyrexian Walker, which we'll just start by casting. We'll put this into the battlefields. We can do the Rite of Flame into the Arcane Signet, right? It just doesn't hurt us to have this out. It also wouldn't hurt us to hold this, but in this particular instance, I'm just going to go ahead and do the Arcane Signet, hold up the mana for nothing. Okay. I don't think I need to shuffle. Let's go ahead. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There is a reason why you'd want to play this instead. And truth be told, we're not there yet with this, but we'll go ahead here and crack this to make a boop, Kobold of Karakeep. Oh shit, that's a dope token. I guess they did make tokens. Look at that. Yeah, so we make a token there. Sweet. Moving on. Okay, cool. So we'll drop Winota. That's not the quickest Winota I've seen, but it's okay. We'll tap here, attack. Let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got humans in the deck. Didn't see any there. Those are going to go to the bottom of the library. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we've got Idyllic Tutor. We've got Goblin Engineer. This, you see what I'm getting at? We have a way to get Grinding Station in our graveyard. We have a way to get Underworld Breach. We have the win con in our hand. So of the things we just grabbed, what is going to help us the most? If I'm being perfectly honest with you, it's really just these two, right? If I'm being perfectly honest with you, did I grab more than 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh shit, is this here? I think this is what we saw. I could be flubbing this up, but that's okay. It's one of these two. I honestly think getting Dockside Extortionist is kind of a bigger deal right now. Just with what we have, I think that just grabbing Dockside Extortionist is better. So we'll do that. So technically these would go bottom of the library, right? Random order, bottom of the library, random order. When she enters, she'll search, and then we'll shuffle, right? So shuffle, 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 shuffle. Puts it in my hands. Sweet. Got one thing out of it. No stacks. Proceed. Yes, you can play this out. You probably should. Okay, moving on. I am going to start with the Dockside Extortionist. We'll do that here, and we'll do that here. Because I could still swing with this guy, right? Wouldn't hurt. Would not hurt to do that. We'll do the dock side, and let's just say that on turn 4, man, I really hope I'm making a lot of treasures. Let's just say that it's 8. Let's be super generous. So we'll do 8 treasures. What is going to enable haste on Goblin Engineer? That's really what I want to know. What can enable haste? I don't really know off the top of my head in this deck that's going to give Goblin Engineer haste, but I really need it. So we're going to do this and one of these treasures, and shit, we'll do 2 treasures. It's fine. Because I still want to do this Mishra's Factory, and it'll give us 3 attacks here, right? So we're going to bin Grinding Station, shuffle up, and let's move on with life. Let's do this, and we'll attack 1, 2, 3. This gets blocked and killed. It doesn't matter. I just want to take care of any sort of situational things first. We can attack with the Recruiter of the Guard. There's really no purpose unless we had a free attack. Let's just say we had that free attack. Nah, we would have sent the 0-1 that way. All right, so we have 3 triggers if we do it this way. So first is this. 4, 5, 6, nothing. Okay. Kind of what I was worried about. And we'll do it again. I think this is why I didn't build Winota, because I hate luck. I hate luck in games so much. Okay, that's good at least. So that's taps. That comes into play. It doesn't bolster the 0-1 I had earlier, right, in that hypothetical scenario, but it is good. So it has an attack trigger, so it doesn't get that, but it is tapped, attacking, indestructible, flying, vigilant, and it has number of creatures under your control. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not bad. Oh, wow. Angrass Marauders is pretty good off the top. And then 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, nothing to enable haste, sadly. But yeah, cool. So she'll be tapped and attacking as well. This will be a 10-10 technically before damage is applied, but we're not going to try to calculate any of this. That would be 20 coming in there. And then obviously this is a 4-4. It's just doubling the amount of damage done. It's not increasing their damage. It's just doubling that damage. At any rate, that seems good. This all seems good. Moving on. I'm going to cheese this a little bit because putting these at the bottom of my library is going to be very time consuming, and I don't want to do that to you. So I knew that this would be a tedious process. As a matter of fact, to permit this to be a reasonable way to go about doing this, I'm going to go ahead and just cast the Idyllic Tutor now. And we'll cast it, bloop, for 3. Cool. And we'll grab Underworld Breach, scare everyone. And that causes us to shuffle. We could do... No, there's no clean way to win with Underworld Breach right now. We don't have Demonic Tutor. It is not that kind of deck. All right, moving forward. I've missed lands. Okay, cool. There's Rick. Kind of wish we hit that. All right, this goes back. So how do we win, you ask? How do we win? So we've got an interesting board setup here. These are humans. I just want to put the humans together. These are non-humans. And I'm more or less curious to see what we rip. If Winota is still here, by the way, because I would probably totally remove Winota. But the win I want to work towards right now is with this Underworld Breach. I mean, it just makes sense, doesn't it? But we should probably just bolster our defenses as much as possible. There's a good excuse to cast Rick now, but I think that we're just going to go ahead and swing along a ding-dong right here. I kind of want to keep all my mana open, like all my mana. So we'll just do these 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Yeah, we will definitely put that on the battlefield. Tapped and attacking, obviously. Exile something. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, nothing. Cool. It happens to the best of us. All right, now all goes away, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to you. What I want to do though, oh God, no. I needed to leave this guy up. Let's pretend that was the fucking other one that failed. Because the main thing I wanted to do, as nice as it is, rolling the dice and just seeing what fucking happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is this accurate? I don't know. What I wanted to do was this. So we'll use this, and we'll break this, right? So we'll keep this. We'll break this to bring back the grinding station. Move to hands. There you go. So grinding station comes back. Then what we would want to do is cast. Well, actually, we should really leverage this for all it's worth. So right now, grinding station has a trigger on the stack. When we use Goblin Engineer, ignore the fact that I attacked with it. But it would have been great if any value there, but ignore the fact that I attacked with it. When we do that, it brings this back. Grinding Station triggers off itself. So we can make Mishra's Factory an artifact and dump it into my graveyard, or in this instance, it to me just makes more sense to break the Phyrexian Walker and untap it while milling ourselves 3 cards. And yes, it could be any one of these if we happen to shuffle, or we didn't shuffle, I don't think, in any meaningful way, or there's no way we could shuffle. At any rate, we should just be counting Storm at this point. So we do that, we mill ourselves. What we really need at this moment is a way to go mana positive, but we don't have that at the moment. We still have 3 treasures, mind you, but we can also break something else to give ourselves potentially a mana positive rock. So I think it would not hurt to break this one of these treasures to just mill ourselves 3 more, just to see what we get. 1, 2, 3, all the lands. But these are going to help us Underworld Breach, right? So, boop, there goes a treasure, there goes the Mishra's Factory. I'll do Carekeep. So Underworld Breach is going to let us recast that Phyrexian Walker. But basically, from here on out, if no one stops this is the game, right? This is the game. These are back in the deck, mind you. These are back in the deck. But ultimately, we're building up towards this Aetherflux Reservoir. So because we have enough cards to exile and play out Phyrexian Walker, untap this, sacrifice this to mill ourselves 3, we're always going to have enough cards to keep doing Underworld Breach, and then we're going to be counting Storm. It's not technically Storm here, but it functions the same way, right? There's not the keyword Storm, but we are trying to count the amount of spells we've cast because it's going to help us gain life and zap people to death with Aetherflux Reservoir. Right? We didn't need Aetherflux Reservoir in our hand for this to work, mind you. We could have milled towards it and cast it that way. At a certain point of milling, we would hit a Mana Crypt or one of our mana positive rocks, Soul Ring, Mana Vault right there. Like anything to go mana positive, then we would just use that to cast this generic spell to win the game. Oh my God. Okay. We got there. I think we got there. Let me tune in with you guys. Whew. Sacred Foundry, thank you. Alpine Meadow, we could have used that. These brewing streams are so cozy. Janelle, Santa Cruz, thank you. Try to keep them cozy. Is it the lighting? Is it the warm lighting, the games behind me? Whatever it is, I appreciate it. Thank you. I enjoy these. You get to keep both humans, right? No. So I don't know what you were referring to. The Goblin Engineer was a mistake on my part. I just wanted to illustrate the Underworld Breach win, so I kept it. I kept it untapped. But you may put a human creature from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Unfortunately, you can elect to keep both. It's just a human, right? So if it said you may put all humans that you find this way onto the battlefield, that would be a different story. Henwar Garrison is a land that gives haste. And we do have Hall of the Bandit Lord in here. Henwar Garrison is lacking though. We can definitely add Henwar Garrison. miss 3 more triggers from the 2/2 night tokens. Do I have night tokens? Oh. You mean when I go to do the Silverwing Squadron? I never actually tapped with Silverwing Squadron. I don't think I declared it as an attacker, although it is vigilant, so there was no reason to not attack with Silverwing Squadron. But I was kind of indifferent at that point. The thing is, I was only going through the motions there because we're playing Winota, but I do want to state, if there was a chance that I could find myself some form of protection by way of Hate Bear, then it would be more relevant to me. But because we're doing a Staxless version of this list, in my mind, we either have a strategy moving forward, like the Combat Celebrant, Infinite Combat, and or the Underworld Breach thing I just illustrated, right? So we have those 2 lines of play. If one of those hasn't revealed itself to me, then I would probably give more consideration to the go wide attack with things strategy, because we have both Angrath Marauders and Silverwing Squadron out here, so it's really not a bad idea. So, but yes, you're right. You're fine, Paul. Doesn't matter. Seems good. It seems, yeah. I think it seems okay. I think that we definitely got there with Winota. So to close this one out, I want to state that this could definitely be refined a lot more. For what we did in 2 hours, I'm happy. I think that there is a certain balance to be struck between humans and non-humans. I wouldn't say that we met it today. I would like to see more, like these Brutal Cathars. I think this was a great suggestion. This is a new card. But things that are werewolves, like someone was suggesting that there are werewolf Winota builds. I think that's really cool, just as a general strategy, because one, you get the human out, and then as it flips, or if it's a traditional werewolf, like you can pay to flip it or whatever that scenario is, you have a werewolf on the opposite end that will also add to the Winota line of play. I think that's a good idea. I think that a Staxless version of this list can exist, but you will definitely need to consider holding forms of interaction and or packing more interaction either by way of instant or sorcery. That's just the nature of the game. Like if you're not going to play any stacks, like you're not dominating the board in that sense, then you do need to be mindful about at least helping control the board. Whether it be, you pack your Orm's Chant to stop a player from storming off, or you pack, your Silence. I'm thinking of white cards here, but we've obviously packed in a lot of red cards that help control the game. Tibble's Trickery, Reverberate, things of that nature. So we've got a fair amount of those going around, and maybe one too many, but I like where this deck ended, and I think it's fine. I wouldn't say it's my favorite deck. Like, again, anytime I have to deal with luck, it's the worst because my luck is trash. But this came out fairly good. I think this came out fairly good. At any rate, gang, I'm going to head out and eat dinner, and I hope you do the same. Again, my name is Patrick Marlett. Thanks for joining me on this one, and stay tuned for next week. I want to tell you what the next brew is because it was interesting. Wait up. It's a deck I never thought I would do. Blim. Stay tuned for a cEDH version of Blim, or something close to that. It should be good. At any rate, good night, guys. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this scotch as we go out. Cheers.